It is snowing. Hopefully the camera's catching that. See snow on the ground here. Sounds like a good night to test fire making. So here we have a tinder bundle of an 8-inch strip of duct tape, and we also have an 8-inch strip of Gorilla Tape. That's as fine as I can get it using my hands and a little bit of a multi-tool to try and separate it out. Let's try and light this tinder bundle with a ferro rod, and we'll progress to lighter matches until we get this lit. The goal, trying to see which tape would be better for something like this. Trying to get this in a ball without making it a solid ball. This does not seem to want to light with a ferro rod. The duct tape doesn't have a lot of stringy edges for this to ignite against. You can see I'm getting good sparks off. But it's just not lighting. Pardon my neighbor's dogs. I'm in the backyard laboratory. Next thing we're going to try is regular household matches, not stormproof matches. There we go. And that's lit. It's not very windy outside right now. I tried this earlier and the wind made it impossible to keep the match lit long enough to set that on fire. I also tried a cheap non-Bic lighter, and that did not work in the wind either. The Bic lighter did better, but it's having a hard time getting this lit. What's interesting is that that's pretty much melted plastic. It's definitely recommended that if you're not going to light this under your fire bundle, that you use a stick or something to it's just a gooey plasticky mess. Okay. Man, that stuff stinks. This was Nashua 557 tape. Really decent tape if you're looking for above average duct tape. But it did not take a spark from a ferro rod, which was disappointing. This is Gorilla Tape. Make sure that's in frame there. See if we can get this to light with a ferro rod. I've seen people do this on YouTube. It was done with a very big ferro rod, a 6-inch, ½ inch in diameter. This is a Light My Fire Army 2.0. It's a decent ferro rod. Getting little smolders, but it's not going into flame. And as I work with this more and more, the tinder bundle is just becoming more of a collapsed ball, which is what you don't want. I'm kind of shocked here. Keeps getting close, but no cigar. The camera isn't showing it well, but it is snowing. These are wet conditions. We lit the other one with household matches. Let's see a regular lighter, what it's going to do. Non-Bic lighter. This is the cheap convenience store variety. It works sometimes and not others. Let's try an actual Bic lighter. There we go. You can see the other duct tape seemed to go up faster once it was lit. This stuff is the Gorilla Tape. It's burning slower, but once it's burning, it seems to well, that's interesting. Is that in frame? Yeah. So this is an 8-inch strip of tape. I'm kind of thinking about amounts you might have on you in the backcountry, just wrapped around a lighter or whatnot. In reality, you'll probably have more than that, but just processing this 8-inch section took several minutes to do. These are some just little sticks that got outside with me. They're a little bit wet. I'd kind of like to see if this tape will stay lit long enough to ignite this marginal tinder here. I purposely started doing this portion of it a little ways into the burn. So we have a little fire, and it did ignite damp sticks. They're sitting outside in the pile. This has been dead for a little while. So we learned that you should not rely on duct tape to ignite with a ferro rod. unless you have maybe more than an 8-inch section. I'd say you'd have to double or triple that. And even at 8 inches, I was having to pretty much cut that in half into 4-inch sections and try and get that as fine as I could. If you were out here in the cold, your dexterity is going to be reduced. I use the multi-tool quite a bit, so that's another reason to carry a multi-tool. Both types of duct tape took an open flame to ignite. I've seen duct tape ignited on YouTube with a ferro rod, so I know it can be done, but you know, that was sunny, controlled conditions. This is out in wintertime in the snow, kind of when you need this capability. I would kind of doubt that household matches would do it. I wouldn't trust that. I would probably choose storm-proof matches if I was doing this in a real survival situation. Gosh, if I needed to use a ferro rod for this, I'd probably just have to keep going at it and hope my tinder bundle didn't just go to nothing, to just a big ball of tape. There's no dry grass, there's no dry anything out here. Just pretty much solely relying on that duct tape for tinder. You can see the snow falling. Hasn't been falling very long. It's just kind of barely coating the ground here. Good fire making weather.